Hello, Sue Rose Minahan, Talk Cosmos host, and it's Now Chat. Tonight is February 23, 2021, and I'm speaking with Sarah Stromley, Moonbeam Team member, and also has brainbodytherapy.com. You can email her there. And we're talking about Tiger Woods and his unfortunate accident that he had today. So if we want to
Yeah, I was really intrigued with this chart, just looking at what to anticipate with Virgo full moon stuff that was happening. And I was so struck by the fact that the timing of this accident was so closely aligned to the timing of his actual, I'm seeing if I can share my thing here. The timing of his accident to his natal chart. So, and Mercury is such a visible. Am I sharing now?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he's an iconic person. So important. He had a real comeback. It's really unfortunate to have this accident. And I think the chart shows pretty clearly that it's a wake-up call, another wake-up call.
Yeah, and the fact that it was on his ascendant, that's a projection, as a projected screen to the world, a significator of making it newsworthy. His ruler is ruled by Mercury, and he's going through a very tough long transit of Pluto on his Mercury. So, which is emphasized here at the timing of the moon, kind of lining up to this point. It's an indicator of a delicate surgery required affecting his nervous system and his career in the 10th house.
Well, Mercury certainly has a lot to do about our thinking powers and our analytical belief structures and all that. Maybe I should make a bigger chart. You think so? That one that we can see a little bit better?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And let's see. Here we go. Okay, there we are. So this was both crashes because 12 years ago, he had one very close to 12 years ago. It's a Jupiter return coming up. So we know it's 12 years ago. Jupiter there, 15 degrees and 20 degrees. But you were talking about Mercury here and with Pluto, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. And you can see how Mercury was involved, and that's in the third house with this 2009 crash. With that moon again
in Sagittarius.
And that was really close to. So that shed light on that situation. And in both cases, Neptune was kind of in a square aspect or involved in both of these charts in some way. So it was questioned like how his body was metabolizing something that he may have been taking to manage pain or
and Neptune rules often substance for dissolving pain and use of drugs of some sort. And it really is the link here of the nodes right now, 16 degrees, that's releasing, the South node is always one of releasing, that's connected exactly with the thinking power of then with, close in orb to that moon up directly across to his action of Mars to the direction. So it's just a real correlation of moments that seems to have a familiar follow through, right?
Yeah. And another thing that was jumping out so loudly was the Uranus transit. And his natal Uranus is at the big hot degree this year. It's going to be hitting 3 times with Saturn as a square, but in exact opposition to this transit. And Uranus means one translation of it is sudden events, accidents, And when Saturn's involved, it's things breaking or cars rolling,
Yeah, and it's
so to
for the
speak.
but for the purpose of realignment, in order to
Yeah.
get you back on the right track. That's the ideal of it. And we're hoping that that healing process, whatever seems to be indicating here, because it is right there on the chart, showing that necessity, it's a, mhm.
And you mentioned you looked up the solar arc of Uranus, and it's exactly on his moon.
Yeah, it was. And we're not going to show that chart. It's a measurement system, but there's quite a repeating themes. You could say that there's really a big healing process that he's being required to undertake, much like us, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
all are in this society of, and
10 surgeries, like 10 surgeries this
yeah.
guy's been
Well,
recovering from.
he seems
5
to,
of which have been his back. 1 has been
yeah.
his neck.
Well, he is a
Knee.
Capricorn, and so
Yeah.
the structure is really related. And so, of course, therefore, Saturn. And like you were saying, um, uh, these Saturn, Jupiter just opposed that. So he's been going through quite a bit of personal resetting, you could say. And Jupiter with the Chiron, close, that happened last time in 2009, very close to his natal, in the same, they're apart, same aspect pattern. And there's a healing there that is on another level that he must be needing, because of that.
The timing of his last
Opposition.
surgery, that Saturn was exactly opposed Saturn during that time.
Father figure.
Yep. But I mean, physically, that would be a very challenging time for any type of physical restructuring, especially for something as delicate as a back surgery. So I suspect that has not been going too well. The transit of that time also had Mars Pluto square happening as well. So,
do you want to show how he relates to the United States? We have a couple minutes.
Pull that up. And
okay.
I would just say on an emotional level, that could, I mean, it shows he could be trying to shake off some very, some strong imprinting from parent-child dynamics. There's, just can be signatures of not imagination and purpose and limitation that strongly shape someone, not only to be wise, but can have some trauma signatures to it as well.
Interesting. Yes, that's very insightful. And you had brought up, he's so iconic. And really, when you look at this chart, it is incredible how he connects to the United States. Now, this is tiger in the middle and the US on the outside, and then we'll flip it. But look at that. Right at his Mars is right at the top of his midheaven, and it within degrees conjunct our natal Mars. It's like how he reaches forward in a diverse, communicative manner is very close to our hearts of our.
Yeah, he's our masculine archetype. Definitely.
And here, the fact that our natal Saturn is on conjunct 14 to 11, very close to his sense of growth and power. But more than that is the nodal. I think, where was it? Was it the nodal? Let's flip it and see. You can, and if you see something, spell it out. So there's the Saturn to the north node with the US on the inside and our Mars. Oh, and the Mercury.
Yeah. He's broken a lot of.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so many alignments. Like how he communicates, it touches us deeply. How he exerts, you know, his sense of self-discipline and incredible focus that makes him such a talented golfer, is something we admire and aspire, that level of focus and discipline, and to reach new heights. That's kind of the American dream of.
Yes, well put. Well put, Sarah. And the boundaries too. I think you brought that up also at one time, that here it is right on our ascendant, you know, the dreams and the aspirations of reaching beyond in Sagittarius. You know, he is someone of multi-ethnic heritage and a very family oriented person. So
He's broken a lot of boundaries. And yeah, we just hope, you know, whatever is in store for him,
his healing
is healing.
Similar to ours. We're all healing. I think we have to hang it up.
And trying to find that pivot of and adaptability for what comes.
Yes. Well, healing to all, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. We will till again.